Hello. Here are 50 of the best silence quotes to inspire you and make you feel calm and relaxed. Enjoy! If I could, I would always work in silence and obscurity, and let my efforts be known by the results. The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. The moment you become aware of the silence, you also have become silent. When you have nothing to say, say nothing. It is more noble by silence to avoid an injury, than by argument, to overcome it. Silence is a statement that is open to gross misinterpretation. All my spare time, I would spend looking at myself in silence. The wiser you become, the more comfortable you are with silence. Music is pleasing not only because of the sound, but because of the silence that is in it. Without the alternation of sound and silence, there would be no rhythm. I like the silent church before the service begins, better than any preaching. Silence was not the absence of sound, but was itself a sound that could be loud or soft, soothing or disturbing, complex or simple. A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence. All men's miseries derive from not being able to sit in a quiet room alone. Saying nothing sometimes says the most. Silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Noise creates illusions. Silence brings truth. If there were a little more silence, if we all kept quiet, maybe we could understand something. In the silence behind what can be heard lies the answers we have been searching for so long. Speech is silver, silence is golden. The good and the wise lead quiet lives. Silence is a source of great strength. Inner silence is the mother of all talents. The closer you are to the truth, the more silent you become inside. In human intercourse, the tragedy begins not when there is misunderstanding about words, but when silence is not understood. I think 99 times and find nothing. I stop thinking, swim in silence, and the truth comes to me. Albert Einstein. I've begun to realize that you can listen to silence and learn from it. It has a quality and a dimension all its own. When we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard, nor welcomed, but when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak remembering we were never meant to survive. Silence is foolish if we are wise, but wise if we are foolish. One must learn to be silent just as one must learn to talk. Don't waste words on people who deserve your silence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Your very silence shows you agree. I have found that one cannot win the war of words. So I don't engage in one to begin with. I have renounced the need to be seen as right, intelligent or wise. I have seen the futility of verbal battles. Either one seeks to understand or score points. The latter isn't worth it. He who establishes his argument by noise and command shows that his reason is weak. The world would be happy if men had the same capacity to be silent that they have to speak. Silence gives us space to process our experiences and soak in our surroundings. Silence is only frightening to people who are compulsively verbalizing. To sin by silence when they should protest makes cowards of men. Abraham Lincoln. If you're asked, what is the silence? Respond, it is the first stone of the wisdom's temple. Pythagoras. Speaking comes by nature, silence by understanding. When I speak, you must not listen to the words, my dear. Listen to the silence. Lying is done with words and also with silence. Silence is the language of God. It is also the language of the heart. You can hear the footsteps of God when silence reigns in the mind. I drank the silence of God from a spring in the woods. We went down into the silent garden. Dawn is the time when nothing breathes, the hour of silence. Everything is transfixed, only the light moves. Silence is the eternal duty of man. Choose silence of all virtues, for by it you hear other men's imperfections, and conceal your own. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.